So here's an absolute shocker. We're on the pole position here at Darlington for the Southern 500. And we're racing, we're green. You may have noticed that a beer wagon is in this race in the hands of Kevin Harvick. He drives his Busch Beer Throwback, which is a welcome addition to the game. In fact, we've got two beer wagons. It's Attack of the Beer Wagons. We've got all the beer behind us, and it's a full bar, open bar, as I almost called him Busch because of the Busch Beer, but Harvick looked to the outside in the Busch Beer car, but could not pull it off, so now we've got the Miller Lite car behind us in the hands of Brad Keselowski. 91 laps to go. That's a good number, buddy. Alright, so since we are in the lead, I'm going for it. Let's win us a Southern 500. I'm actually kind of shocked that I'm this far up the grid. Generally, at least the last time I came to Darlington was, I seem to remember it being a bit of an absolute mess. But this is not too bad. In fact, the car is performing very well and going like heck at the moment. So let's see if we can absolutely dominate, pull a Martin Truex or a Carl Edwards. Actually, Carl Edwards didn't dominate the last Southern 500. But I should say I do appreciate that they moved this race to the fall, or back to the fall. I think it's the traditional slot, because let's face it, nobody really cared about the Southern 500 when they ran it in May. Generally speaking, yeah, nobody really cared. But it's good now. The throwback theme has been one of the most successful things, not only in NASCAR, but one of the most successful new things. Ironic because it's a throwback race, but one of the most successful new things pretty much across motorsports that has kind of been pioneered in the last few years. So Harvick's moved quite a ways back into fifth, but Keselowski keeping the throwback hopes alive by running in the second position. That would be a cool feature, though, I will say, in the next few games, is if they let you choose from a limited selection of throwbacks to go run Darlington with. I think that would be really a great feature if they ever decide to implement something like that. By the way, people who watch the NASCAR 15 videos, I don't know if there's an entire crossover between them and the NASCAR Heat folks watching, but the Southern 500 is also coming up in that Let's Play, as we almost completely throw the race away right there. The Southern 500 is also coming up in that Let's Play, so in the comment section, I want you to write what car I should throw it back to, what paint scheme, and if it's not too complicated and I like the idea, I will do the paint scheme for the Southern 500 in NASCAR 15, because of course that has a paint scheme editor, a livery editor, easy for me to say those words with the two D's. But yeah, let me know in the comments. I'm thinking about, I will tell you the front runner just in my head, I was thinking right now, is I want to do a throwback to John Andretti's 1995 car. I think that's what I want to do at the moment, but if somebody can come up with a better idea in the comments, let me know. And maybe just if you see a suggestion that you like down there, leave a like on it. Let's get an active comment section going and see some cool ideas. But again, try not to be complicated with it. Whoa, as we get a little too wide there in turn 3. Got a Darlington stripe, but that's kind of what we need to be doing here, right? And we've allowed Keselowski to really close in, so I need to focus back in on the Smithfield here and get going. And by Smithfield I mean money, which is slang for bacon. Or bacon is slang for money, something like that. You may have noticed I just barely scraped the wall there in 1 and 2. So this is another track where there's some tire wear, sort of like Bristol, where you kind of have to just drive a little bit more carefully as the stint goes on. And we've got a car in the pits, maybe Danica Patrick looks like. It's possible it was one of the Petty cars, but I think that one was Danica. as we roll through the center of the corner. Oh, be careful. I don't want to... I did that already, got too low off of turn 2, and then catch the car on the apron and spin out and whatnot. That is not a fun thing to be doing, so we're not going to be doing that. Generally, as a rule, in 3 and 4 at Darlington, I kind of keep the throttle off until I hit that Darlington Raceway logo, and then I hit the throttle again and go for it. And indeed, it is Danica. I caught her out of the corner of my eye there, and that was her in the pits. So Danica Patrick in trouble early here at Darlington, and back into turn 3 we go. Just ease it in there. As you can see, throttle on when we get to the Darlington Raceway stripe. Darlington Raceway stripe? No, the Darlington Raceway logo. It is on a white stripe, but it's not, you know, a stripe in and of itself. And I have to say, the thing about Darlington is, it's not only a throwback in terms of the fact that everybody runs a throwback paint scheme. It's a throwback to NASCAR, you know, in the past. This track is so old school. There's no tri-oval. There's no... I mean, there's high banking, but at the same time, it's really kind of one groove. But at the same time, you can pass here. Ooh, and you can hit the wall if you overdrive the car. It's one groove, but it's not like Indianapolis one groove, I guess I could say. It's one groove because it's really difficult to pass, and it's narrow, and it's weird to explain. I guess the way I can explain it is there's not like 3 or 4 grooves working constantly. There's usually 1, maybe 1.5 grooves that work, but it still doesn't really hinder the racing. It's weird. Darlington's a weird track. As I had to get off the throttle because I was way on the apron. I'm overdriving the car because I'm getting caught by a throwback scheme here. Here comes Brad, and we're catching lap traffic as well, which is going to really complicate things as I threw the block on him into turn 3. But I'm not going to be able to block him that time, and Keselowski going to take the lead. First time somebody else is going to lead the race but me, but still got a long way to go in this one. And I know I'm faster than Keselowski, so we don't have to worry about it too much. I think lap traffic is going to be very interesting at this track, because unlike Bristol, where it was tough but it wasn't impossible to pass, this could prove a lot different. As I got more of a Darlington stripe there. Is he going to get around Labonte? It looks like he will, so that's going to be a bit frustrating for me because I'm going to catch Labonte here in turns 1 and 2. I get off the throttle, catch the wall just a little bit. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Still there.
And around Bobby Labonte we go. So back in contact with Keselowski, but we've lost a second to him. And now we're actually falling into the clutches of Dale Earnhardt Jr. As Keselowski looks to the inside of DiBenedetto and couldn't get by him. So now it's going to be a battle for the lead here as we head down the main straightaway to the inside of Keselowski, to the inside of DiBenedetto. And into the lead we go. Car sliding all the way into turn 1, but screw it, we made it. And maybe we can get by the rest of the BK Racing operation right here with Ryan Ellis. To the inside we go of him. And make that pass as well. So now it's going to be a lot of patience here in lap traffic. More patience than I really needed at Bristol. Because as you can see, Keselowski really got held up by DiBenedetto there. He may not even be around DiBenedetto at this point. But we're going to get around Eric Jones here, hopefully. Car slides up just a little bit. Busher running that outside lane. We're going to stay here in the dangerous inside lane. Just get by Busher. That was a fantastic overtaking move there to get back through the traffic. And now we move up to, looks like, McDowell. McDowell and Ellis's cars look remarkably similar, and they're always at the back. And I should have realized that I just passed Ryan Ellis anyway. 74 laps to go, so a long, long way to go. But hey, I'm really enjoying this. This is quite fun, battling through lap traffic at Darlington. Whoa, the car decided to bottom out there, I guess, off of 1 and 2.
Still there.
We're going to lift off early, slide the car in. And here comes Brad Keselowski into the pits. So the second place man pulls off. Not sure when we're going to have to pit. I'm still waiting, and nothing's coming up yet. So we'll stay out. So we slide the car up and catch the wall once again. Lose a little bit of time there. Jimmy Johnson is now the second place guy. But he's 3.6 behind. He did gain quite a bit there as he passed the spot where I lost time. Getting to turn 3 here, nice and easy. Just baby the car through the corner. Now on the back of Landon Castle, we should be able to get around him quite easily, I would hope, this time anyway. Unlike Bristol, where he got wrecked us, or we wrecked him, or something like that happened. I've completely forgotten about Michigan. Michigan was the race, of course, between this one and that one. And all I remember, it was a glitch fest. We are still out on our fuel. Must be a result of all the coasting I'm doing into the corners. Really helping my fuel economy. But it looks like we're going to end up lapping a ton of cars. And in fact, I think we're catching the little group that's technically right behind us as they go 3 wide at Darlington. I would not suggest that, Regan Smith. Not sure why you are doing that. As the car once again bottoms out. And there we go. Fuel alarm is on. And I'm just going to lift off the gas, bring the car into the pits. Hopefully nice and easy. Probably not as easy as these guys are. Oh boy. No harm, no foul. I actually did make it into the pits, thank God. The car did want to miss the pit lane, but we did it. 16 seconds is the estimated time on this stop. I'm not repairing the car or anything, so that seems like an awfully long pit stop. Here come the lappers out of the pits. Tires are finishing up. And we're out of the pit lane. We lost positioning to McDowell as well. And Chris Buescher is trying to wreck us off the pit lane. Keselowski and Earnhardt have gotten through. We're definitely cheating right here. We're not staying on the NASCAR approved warm-up lane. Oh, and we've got bitten for it. Well, we evened out the Darlington stripe, I guess. And there's a crash behind.
Yellow's out.
And we got a yellow. So that's going to make things a little bit more interesting. We're not going to pit. We're going to stay out and just try to work our way back up through the field. Okay, so restarting in 9th on the bottom. So we'll see how this works out. Obviously did not have a very good pit stop. It looks like Allmendinger was the one involved in the crash. And we're starting 3 wide. That is going to be not a good thing going into turn 1. But if I lift off, I'm going to get run into, so... Well, there you go. 3 wide battling all the way through turns 1 and 2. Kurt Busch with an absolutely insane move down to the inside, but he made it stick.
Still there.
And we're going to dive to the inside of Busch, in behind Busch, in many ways, as you can see Kyle and Harvick. Oh boy. Wow, the car just ramped. Well, okay. Well, since Landon Castle just decided to kill me, I think we're going to take a pit stop and repair that mess. Well, now it's going to be definitely a different way of thinking about this race. We're restarting in the 29th position, of course, but, you know, we have better fuel mileage by a long way now. And we also now have a repaired car. So I'm going to be careful here as we get back to the green. We're the last car in the lead lap, so these guys behind me really don't matter all that much. What I just need to do is just kind of keep it sane here for the first few laps. And as the field starts to spread out, start making my moves.
Stay low.
This is going to be an exercise in patience, as I decide to not have an exercise in patience there. Going around Regan Smith. Okay. And we'll just let the field go by, I guess. The problem is I'm a little bit worried they're going to rubber band and go really slow. But yeah, they're definitely rubber banding. So I'm hoping that they start spreading out rather than just running in packs the entire time. Begin underneath Ellis, underneath McDowell. Car trying desperately to spin out. I guess we'll run on the bottom here. And okay. Now time to start working our way back up through the field, hopefully. So I guess I'll run on the bottom here as best I can. That's a little, probably too low. It almost spun the car out. And that really tried to spin the car out there. Well, I am absolute trash in lap traffic. And I just cannot get around. So, this is concerning. This is not what we need to be doing right now. Screwing around in lap cars, losing a ton of time to the leaders. Got to rough Bobby Labonte up just a little bit. And then Ellis and Danica. Try to get the run off of the corner. Make it 3 wide down here into turn 3. And hopefully just sneak in behind Austin Dillon. Well, I guess we won't because the car is just going to decide to go there on its own. Okay, well, the car had a good idea, so I won't talk badly about it too much. So now we're starting to move back up. And we're actually passing to Benedetto for position. So that's all good. Car caught the wall just a little bit, but not too bad. No harm, no foul. Yeah, we're still just catching guys who are laps down, which is a little bit annoying. As we just completely wrecked Casey Mears. He gets up into the wall.
The yellow's out.
And thankfully brought out a yellow because I was just about to lose the car. Okay, and I just remembered that you can check this. So there are cars pitting, but it's not a lot of them. So I'm going to pit, keep the car up on the fuel strategy, and then hopefully keep the race green. Okay, so we're restarting in 30th because we had some cars peel off into the pits. Car got a free pass, so there you go.
The race is going green.
Green is out. We're racing once again here at Darlington. This time on the outside. Not sure if that's a safer place to be or not. Well, we'll try to hang here as I got up into the wall just a little bit, hit that bump on the exit. I also called Eric Jones a bump on the exit because I just hit him as well. And we'll just use Eric Jones as a bit of a stabilizer there. Whoa, that was lucky. That was so lucky. Wow, that yellow was a very quickly called yellow. Whatever, not going to pit. Alright, let's try that again as Ryan Newman tried to kill me under the yellow. Must not have been happy with me for some reason, but here we go. Back to green. And we actually got a really good restart that time. I'm going to move low. Try to block both lanes. I'm actually going to slow them up, or try to slow them up. But thankfully I know DiBenedetto's slow, so I can get around him. Okay. There we go. That's what I needed to do. Spread the field out a little bit. And we'll lift off again. Just keep Newman back there as long as we can. Brake checking Newman. That is what we are doing right now. We're actually brake checking the entire field. And slow down again. Just so this group in front will spread out a little bit. This is a diabolical strategy, but I think it's going to pay off. There's DiBenedetto again, slow on the inside. We can use him also as a pick because he is so slow. And then launch off of the corner. And then lift super, super early. Keeping Newman behind me. Now is it time to go? Have they spread out enough? I don't think so yet. Well, let's go for it. Let's go for it. Because DiBenedetto was starting to get past there, so the pack is going to become a little bit more angry and harder to get around, or harder to keep behind me. So here we go. Good run off of 1 and 2. Down to the inside of Boyer and Larson. In fact, we're going to get the whole Ganassi team right here. So we slid the car up, just kissed the wall. That's par for the course here at Darlington. Now Regan Smith, former winner here, if I'm not mistaken, when he drove for Furniture Row. And are we going going to sneak through the middle? Yes, we will.
Clear low.
And pull around Stewart as well. Thankfully, didn't spin off the side of him.
Car high.
I may have spoke too soon on that one.
Car ahead is mid.
And there's a car in the wall, the 23. And
There's a
Logano
wreck
got
in
around
33.
me. I don't know if the wreck was for me or for Reagan, but whatever. There was a wreck. We saw it. We were technically a part of it. Whatever. So underneath Mcquarrie, can we do it?
Still there.
Yes, we can. So now let's try to pass the Ganassi guys once again in turn 3. It's a bit aggressive the last time, of course, on Tony Stewart, so we'll try to not
Still
do
there.
that this time.
Clear high.
Looks like Logano's really going to the front. I think he was one of the guys that pitted as well under that last yellow. So we are racing with Logano here. He is on our strategy.
Still there. Car high. All clear.
In fact, I think Newman is too. So we gotta pass Newman and Logano as I drove too hard into turns 1 and 2 once again and kissed the wall. So let's see what happens here as Logano looks to the inside 3 wide with Annette the Threat, who has now recently been a
Still there.
thumbnail star on my videos for whatever reason.
All clear.
And that was a nice move there, getting around both Stewart and Annette. And now inside Logano, hopefully we can get around him. Boom. Around Logano. Very nice. Now can we get
Still there.
Almirola as well? Yes, we can. No contact to either.
All clear. Car high.
So that's very nice. Underneath Ryan Newman and Greg Biffle. 2-for-1 deal at Kmart. We got him. And just methodically working our way up through the field. Cars are in the pits, so the strategy game's starting to play out here.
Clear high.
As it looks like Edwards is now leading the race from another orange car. I do not know exactly who it was as we bash Kyle Busch off of the corner. Couldn't quite get him loose enough there to pass him, and cars are pitting. So this is now the battle for the lead as we've got cars peeling off into the pits. We're going to pass Boyer to the inside now. Go after Kyle Busch. So many Bushes in this race. So much Busch. I can't stand it.
Clear high.
As I drove way too hard into turn 1.
There's a wreck in turn 1.
Yeah, I wonder who that was. And lose positioning to Logano, Newman, and Boyer. Not what I wanted to be doing. So we catch the wall once again. So now we got 4 cars ahead of us. They are the 4 we are racing for the lead. In terms of fuel, we've got 11 laps to go on the fuel, 35 laps to go in the race. So we should be able to make it a 1 more pit stop. The rest of the field, who knows? But the only thing I knows is that we need to get around these guys out front and start setting some good, solid lap times. So here we go, inside Boyer.
Car high. You're all clear.
Pulled around him. Nice move there. So we pulled off the pass that we should have pulled off a couple laps ago. And now stalking Logano. On the brakes. Get it woed down into turn 1. Very nice. Once again, hard on the throttle. Accelerate off the corner. Still not gaining on Logano here. We're about a 1.5 seconds behind Kyle Busch. Lift off early. Brakes. Very nice corner there. Right up next to the wall. We're going to gain a little bit more on Logano here. We're going to get a draft. Possibly take him into turn 1, though I'm not quite holding my breath just yet. Yeah, we'll get underneath him and catch up Joey Logano. Now we got 2 cars. 2 cars to pass. Ryan Newman, Kyle Busch. Can we get around them? We've got, 20 laps to go to do it.
The leader's going into the
And there goes Kyle Busch. So Kyle Busch into the pits. Now the battle is between us and Ryan Newman for the victory. Well, technically the victory. We don't know just yet, but I know we're both on the same strategy. So if it comes down to I have the right strategy call, we are going to win this race, or at least race Ryan Newman for it. As lap traffic comes out of the pits, that is going to throw a monkey wrench into this faux shizzle. It's Brian Scott, aka Retired Scott, as we're going to wreck Newman for the lead. Or are we? He's going to save it. But it doesn't matter. We rattled Newman's cage there in the lap traffic, or getting up to the lap traffic. Now, how bad did I wreck my car doing that? I'm going to have to check here in just a few seconds. Nope, not too bad. So, no karma was issued for that one. And now we can try to work through Brian Scott here. Obviously, he's going to be on a little bit fresher tires, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to pass him, but no problemo there. Now let's try to gap Ryan Newman and Joey Logano here as we head down the main straightaway, and it looks like they are stuck behind retired Scott, so no problem. In fact, 30 laps to go. Don't know why I said 20 laps to go. It looks like the next car up is Jamie McFlurry as we run off the backstretch wall just a little bit. Not what I need to be doing. Just lift off nice and easy through 3 and 4. Keep it right down next to the white line. No problemo off the corner. 29 laps to go. And I'm sure we'll have to pit very soon, but I think Newman and Logano are going to have to come in before us, possibly well before us, depending on how good of mileage we're getting. And I see smoke. Smoke in turn 3, not Tony Stewart in turn 3, of course. Well, it's possible it was Stewart getting into the wall, but hard to tell from that angle as we get car just a little bit slidey through turn 3, but managed to keep it off of the wall. 28 laps to go. We're second off of our best lap, but again, that's kind of to be expected with the tires wearing and not a very good turn 3 and 4. As I got a little too low there, I decided to bail out of it, kind of decommit, as it were. Now here we move off into turn number 3 once again, right down next to the white line. And we've got the Ganassi pair ahead of us as we scrape the wall, not what I want to be doing. Drove too hard in turn 3 there. Here comes Ryan Newman. He's starting to get a run. He got off of that corner much better than I did. Still a second down on what I should be running, or what I'm capable of running. How's McFlurry going to play nice off of turn 2? No, not really. Not really. Turn 3. Ryan Newman tried to get his revenge. He's there. He's there. But McFlurry's going to be slow off of turn number 4. Side by side down here into turn 1. We should be able to get McFlurry. He tries to wreck me. The Chevys working together, but we finally lap McMurray. And now trying to lap Kyle Larson as we bounce off the flipping wall again. Definitely used a lot of brake that time. Back on the throttle, down the main straightaway. Still got Newman behind us. This is a duel and a half, that's for sure. There's Larson. Can we get him? Hard on the throttle. Here comes Newman once again. He's going to look to the inside, but it looks like we're going to get the lap car of Larson here.
Still there. All clear.
Of course, I just realized why he was looking to the inside. He's probably going into the pits, which he is. So, Ryan Newman goes into the pits, meaning we've just gotten a fuel alarm ourselves, so we will be in the pits the next time around. I'm going to try to not be a complete sissy going into the pits this time. Oh, as we get a little bit of wall contact there, because I will lose positioning. Hopefully we've been running fast enough lap times, though, that we're going to be close here to the front of the field. As I get into the pits here. Really woe it down there.
Slow down.
And it's 45 miles an hour, and we will get down to that. Well, I think the yellow came out when we came into the pits, so it may have been advantageous to stay out, but this is probably going to end up being a glitch. So the pit stop is completed. The yellow is out. Let's see how this all shakes out when we come out of the pits. Hopefully they don't put us a lap down or some... Okay. Yeah, they put us a lap down. What a shocker. 14th.
Get set. The race is going green.
Well, that is absolute garbage. Well, We're battling with Newman and Logano here.
Carlo.
I don't know why the leaders started in the back, but they did. Earnhardt making a move down to the inside. Well, if I'd stayed out, I would have stayed on the lead lap, but that is not happening now.
Car high.
As we slide
You're all
underneath
clear.
both Logano and Earnhardt. Earnhardt back to the inside. He's going to make that move. I almost pulled it off. Well, this is just hot garbage right here. That doesn't even make any sense how I lost a lap. It's not like I came in a closed pit lane because the yellow was brought out, you know, afterwards. But whatever. And it seems like the rubber banding has been completely turned off, too. So just a complete, utter glitch of the entire game. The game, once again, breaks. What a shocker. And we get down the main straightaway. You can see, look, they're faster now. The AI are actually, like, really, really fast. And so we actually have to really race to get back up there and get a top 11 finish as Earnhardt and Newman just hammering at each other. So we'll bump into Newman. He's going to go really slow through 3 and 4. And looks like we may be able to pass Newman here with the help of Earnhardt's draft. Oh, Dale. Oh, Dale. Oh, God. Well, those guys are going super fast. And the rest of the field is not. As Hamlin goes around, but he's in 25th. And now they've slowed down. Now they've slowed down. Look at that. We're already catching up to the back of them. Oh, this game, dude. This game. Well, let's see if there's any hope. Well, we've got 15 laps of fuel. 13 laps to go. That would seem to imply that everybody is not getting very good fuel mileage. And theoretically, there will be people having to pit. Well,
There's a wreck in turn 2.
again, just got to stay out. Keep the race green. Keep the race green, for the love of God. Oh, this is garbage. We're down to 18th. Do you think they're all going to have to pit? I'd love it if they do. Again, if my fuel mileage is anything to go by, they will. There's nobody else pitted as far as I know
Car high.
that were in front of us.
Clear high. Car high.
That's a drift. That is a drift.
Slow down.
No, I will not slow down. Oh, we're down to 21st now.
10 laps to go.
Ah, there's the yellow. That is absolutely going to be the yellow. I had to pit. The car was way, way too damaged. We're still a lap down. We're in 27th. I don't know who is on the lead lap at this point.
Get set. The race is going green. Carlo.
But it may mean we get some rubber banding. We'll see, though.
All clear. 5 laps to go.
5 laps to go.
Car high.
And we're just going to bump draft with Landon Castle.
Still there.
There's really, literally nothing else I can do. And we'll move down to the inside, not even seeing cars there for position yet. There we go.
Car high. Clear high.
And we made that pass stick up to 22nd. Well, I can hope that only a couple cars are on the lead lap, so maybe I can get some money from sponsorship requirements.
Still there. Clear high. Car high.
Oh, sorry, Michael Annette. Oh, that's going to be a huge crash. I guess it won't. It lagged the game, but I guess it didn't bring out the yellow because he didn't hit anybody. All right. Well, we get in another position. Now to behind Tony Stewart. 4 laps to go.
All clear.
Looks like Dale Earnhardt Jr. is leading the race, or at least leading the pack. I don't know who in the heck is actually leading the race.
Car high.
Just get underneath Trevor Bain, so there's 14 cars in the lead lap because I passed him, but alas,
2 to go.
we are still a lap behind. Well, yeah, these cars are all not for position. Oh, there's 19 cars in the lead lap because Palmenar is 27 seconds ahead. We're gonna finish 20th because this game is freaking stupid.
Still there. All clear.
And it's not like there's an option to run the caution laps so that you can avoid losing a lap for absolutely no reason. But screw that, right?
Last lap. Car high. Clear left.
I'm mad, so I had to do it. It had to be done. Well, that was stupid. At least we got 19th for it. Well, that was a thing that happened. I don't think this one was my fault, folks. I hate to I know people love to say, "Oh, you suck." And now somehow Earnhardt. Oh, I don't even know. This is so stupid. All right. Whatever. Well, we didn't get any sponsorship money for a race on which we qualified on the pole and dominated. But, you know, whatever. Point standings is going to be tragic, likely. Anyway, we go up to 13th. Nope, we stayed put in the standings, it looks like, actually. That's a good thing, I suppose. That's not the worst thing in the world. Could have been much, much worse. Well, let's head back to the whole race shop and see if there's anything else to take a look at. So from Darlington, we'll go to the race before the chase, the Richmond Federated Auto Parts 400. It's a short track, so hopefully we can do something there that's good. Oh, it's such a frustration with this game and the yellows. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been David Land on YouTube, and for the love of God, fix the yellows in NASCAR Heat 2.